For so long, the realization of the self has played in the human psyche like it is a myth. Like it's a myth, you know. It's just a lovely thing we've heard of Siddhartha Buddha and so on, you know. If you want to find out how many astronauts you know, people, oh, they can count on. How many heart surgeons, how many athletes, poets, actors, philosophers, liberated beings, Buddha, Jesus, 2,000 years ago, 2,500 years ago, Ramana Maharshi, yes, about 60 years ago, yes, maybe Papaji, yes, yeah. But, yeah, that's recent. Of 8 billion human beings, we struggle. And yet, what I am talking about is what you can never not be. What a paradox. How strange. That conditioning, believed in, can create such suffering, such delusion. No? Because I've said for thousands and thousands of years, human beings been getting together, having satsang. In the hills, in the caves, by the rivers, in the cities, trying to figure out what is it all about, how we came here, what are we doing here really. I know it's for more than a job, and more than just getting married, having children, there's something more. And it seems time has washed those lives away. Now it's our turn now. We are the fresh wave of the human movement. It's our turn now to find out. What can we find out now? It's our turn before these bodies are also swept away. Are we here to discover more myths? This body is maybe a time body, a mortal body, but the immortal is inside. And it has to find in this human uniform to make use of the life, to rediscover its original being. Before this light fades out. So while the body is warm, use your time. It's the most beautiful thing. Because what you discover now, it will serve this life also. And beyond all lives, it will be there for you. Let's not live a life drugged up by our mind. The mind is in service to the true also, because it has a role to play. Whenever you become something other than yourself, it will bite you. And this bite is good. It is needed. Because the mind, the psychological mind, cannot attack what you truly are. It can only attack the idea you have of who you are. And an idea of you is not you. So use this bite to come home. Not one being here or anywhere else is here by accident. In every form the Supreme is there. And it is the light of this world. In this life you can move out, move aside, open the door of yourself. to let the light of truth through. Open the door of yourself for God to walk through. But when you choose you will not see Him. When you choose Him, you and He are one. So when I ask you, leave aside everything for a moment, because these things keep our minds busy. There's a power inside us that seems to function to keep our attention only upon our physical existence, upon material things and mundane concerns. No? So that our time is preoccupied with perishable things. And it can only work through distraction. That's how we came to forget ourselves, you can say like that. Just distraction. Giving energy to what is only momentary. And missing the timeless. Use time to discover your timelessness. Use effort to discover effortlessness. It's not just your mind that brought you here. Your beingness came here. Your beingness came here. To be reminded of what you imagine you have become separate from. But you can never be separate from the truth. You can only dream. Dream that. Become deluded by dream, by Maya. So I don't want to put in front some strenuous practice like it's so hard. I said it's not hard. It's not easy also. It's beyond hard. It just is. Simply that it is missing something, missing what is obvious, in fact. And it's not lack of intelligence, in fact. We're intelligent enough, smart enough. Just maybe a removal of some arrogance, removing one's pride. Maybe that will go some way. Surrendering one's inflated autonomy. Because even in Advaita, you must surrender. You must drop the untrue as you recognize it. You see? And it's not difficult. All that I speak, for me it is a joy. It is a joy. It's not donkey work. It's a joy. It's a joy to have an insight that opens your heart again, so to speak. It's a joy that have an insight that illumines your mind from mere knowledge and brings it into wisdom. You see? So I don't want to present something like some strenuous practice, another 6 months, a year. I said, no, there is something obvious. You don't overlook the obvious. Before you start on a journey, make sure you know where you are right now. To see if anything is lacking, anything is missing. Because you could just be taking one step further away from where you already are. From your own completeness. But you must have the courage to look and not just swallow generations of learned ignorance. You see. So it is a joy to be set free from what is not true and seeing it for yourself, not just believing, not just believing, but actually understanding and confirming within your own being, because this power you have it. And this true knowledge does not develop arrogance nor pride. These are not needed. There's no need to be special. Why all this pressure and this effort? Why be special when you can simply be yourself? The mind will often tell you how hard things are and how well you're not doing, and how you missed your chance, and how you're just not worthy enough. You didn't come from a spiritual family. It said many things over many generations. In some parts of the world it told you if you're born a woman, tough, you cannot be liberated. And people believe these things. And suffered them. It's not up to me to say these things, but yet I find myself saying, perhaps enough suffering, enough learning, enough practice. I don't speak against practice, but not unnecessary, not strenuous practice to find that which is ever present in yourself. That even your effort to try and make it happen is already a distortion. What will it take? Grace. It takes grace. And grace is just another name for what we are. It's already there. So how all of this is, I don't know. I simply don't believe in our problems. I don't believe them. I don't believe anybody. We all tell lies. Myself also. We can't help it. But if I tell lies, it comes from the truth.